We don't hear about none of this in the news, do we? It's more important to hear about what Governor Walz ain't doing. But we're also talking about a governor who's the governor behind a state that's got so much state fraud going on. Commissioner Schnell, your beautiful ex-wife, Julie Schnell, was just recently sentenced to some time here in Shakopee. The lovely Shakopee Women's Facility, all women. She'll be coming here. If she's not, what's that look like? Is it okay to have these men with her? Oh, she's your ex-wife. You probably don't give a rat's ass. Governor Walz, if the lovely First Lady Walz, because nobody's perfect, just saying, your audit wasn't very clean. Well, you're a man. They would send you here, just saying.
It's not adding up to me. Y'all can say what y'all want, but if it was not for Trump, I do not feel like a lot of this fraud would even be coming to the forefront. And what's crazy to me is the fact that so many people are still rooting for and still campaigning for a Walz and Harris run. Let me tell y'all, if them two would have gotten in office, you think it would have been 8 billion? Baby, it would have been 80 billion. Trust me when I'm telling you. In my opinion, enough people are not angry enough, and enough people definitely ain't in damn handcuffs. I don't know what the hell is going to Minnesota, but it needs to be corrected, effective immediately.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota is being exposed. The corruption runs deep. Deeper than anyone could have ever imagined. And it's all being exposed by a 23-year-old YouTuber. Not the mainstream legacy media, no. 23-year-old YouTuber Nick Shirley went to Minnesota, approached various people, knocked on doors, and exposed daycares with no kids. Daycares that say they have 90 kids, and you go there, and there are no kids. You speak to people, locals, they've seen no kids there for years. Nick, alongside a man named David, did a 42-minute video that has gone viral. David has been researching this for years. He has a business kind of like in the epicenter of where all of these bogus daycare centers are. And they're run by Somalians. And of course, he was immediately accused of being racist and, you know, all of this sort of thing. When he approaches these places and simply asks, where are the kids? Or, I have a kid. I want to sign them up for this daycare. How do I go about it? And he's met with answers such as, why? Why are you here? Why do you want to sign up to the daycare? What daycare? And these daycares, they have received millions upon millions of dollars in federal funding.
Seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in here.
We're going to educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None, not at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know, where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that here.
seen a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years?
Nope, not.
The corruption runs deep. And obviously, I'm not naive to believe that it's just Minnesota. This may very well be countrywide.
Future Leaders Early Learning Center. This building received over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork, or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check out the daycare? Okay, but if can I get paperwork or anything to submit my son little Joey to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card, actually.
You talk to your management.
Okay, can I speak with somebody? Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
Yeah.
Why are there no children?
Two outlets coming.
Would my son, little Joey, have friends to play with here? No. No friends for little Joey. Dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day. So, little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
Now we know why they have such a vested interest in flooding the countries with illegals, why they have such a vested interest in protecting criminals. Where is this money going?
Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the U.S. taxpayers' expense.
So we have daycare centers collecting millions of dollars, collecting funds from the federal government.
This place is called Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week.
I mean,
So let's
these
find
people
out.
are making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money is going. Is it going to terrorism? Where is it going? But it's theft, it's fraud. And the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
And not just daycare centers, healthcare centers as well. Healthcare centers with no patients, with no doctors, with no staff, just somebody outside smoking.
Right here you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare.
No, it's okay.
Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
No.
Why can't I get healthcare here?
No, wait.
Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security armed. This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands, Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that gentlemen matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
No, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers that everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So
He's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just
You guys
checking.
know, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
But yet, on record, you can find millions of dollars going to these businesses, quote unquote, going to these so-called daycares and healthcare centers. Widespread fraud in the state of Minnesota under Tim Walz's watch. Thank goodness this guy is not the vice president. How did he end up even being in the running for VP? So we have Elon Musk commenting on this story, commending Nick. David is more private, but I absolutely commend him. He deserves so much credit as well. Thank goodness Nick has shed a light on this and drawn everybody's attention to it. So he is Nick Shirley on X. Go on X, watch the video for yourself. People are calling for Tim Walz to be fired. Or sorry, to be put in prison. Unfortunately, he may end up in the women's prison. But so far, we haven't heard much from the mainstream media about this, much less any talk of any criminal investigation, because this is fraud. But you know what happened? The police were called on Nick. The police were called on David. And David and Nick were the ones escorted out, were the ones given warnings by the police. Nick is standing there thinking, we want the police involved. You need to investigate fraud. That's what you need to be investigating. Not somebody doing journalism. Not somebody asking questions. We all know that's a big thing at the moment, asking questions. Well, these are legitimate questions. These are questions that are based on the evidence that Nick and David have uncovered. So VP J.D. Vance described the situation as a microcosm of the immigration fraud in our system. Politicians like it because they get power. Welfare cheats like it because they get rich. But it's a zero-sum game. And they're stealing both money and political power from Minnesotans. Quality Learning Center is one of these so-called daycares where there are no children, where they simply have a sign with spelling errors. And this place has allegedly received millions of dollars. Donald Trump Jr. wrote on X, if you haven't watched this yet, watch it, all of it. Understand that this is what journalists are supposed to do. But no one in the mainstream media will ever bother to look, let alone actually publish it. This is what they're doing to your country with your tax dollars. Elon Musk shared similar concerns, accusing the radical left of exploiting government programs to bring in and retain immigrants to win elections and turn America into a single-party state. The radical left have been using fraudulent government programs for a long time to import and retain vast numbers of illegal and legal, in some cases, immigrants to win elections and turn America into a single-party state, destroying any real democracy. The more you look at it, the more you will be horrified at what your tax money is doing and the fact that if this is not reversed, your vote will mean nothing. The most obvious case example is the Somali voting bloc in Minnesota, a state that historically had 0 Somalis, electing Ilhan Omar to the US Congress. The same is happening in Europe, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. If Tim Walz and his administration aren't held accountable for being complicit in billions in fraud, then we aren't a serious nation.
I'm here in downtown Minneapolis, and I want to show you all what a thriving downtown this is not. I'm standing right outside of Nordstrom Rack. This Nordstrom Rack is closed. I looked up to see why it's closed, and it just says, well, it's closed because we can't suit you so well here anymore. On this corner right here is Dayton's. This used to be a busy shopping center right here. That corner right there is vacant, and that corner right there is also vacant. Here we are, Christmas season, height of shopping season here in America, and this downtown is dead. There's actually no stores to shop at. People don't come to downtown Minneapolis anymore because they say it's too dangerous. There's a lot of homeless people and a lot of drug addicts. People aren't coming down here. People in Minnesota don't feel safe to come and shop in Minneapolis. So therefore, stores have closed, retail has left, and Nordstrom Rack that took up a whole city block is no longer here. And department stores, they've left this city. Who wants to come down to a downtown where it's dangerous, too dangerous to walk around, to shop? park your car. Tim Walz, this is your city. Let me know what you think about this one.
Kirsty Noem tried to warn us. Tim Walz is a national security risk.
He taught in China from 89 to 90. He visited the country 30 times. He got married on the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre. He honeymooned in China. And to your point, he promoted Chinese communism as a teacher to his American students. So I think what this does, Governor, is it begs the question, is Tim Walz a national security risk?
Absolutely. I'm 100% convinced he's a national security risk. This man wants America to grow up and be more like China, which is the exact opposite of what our leaders should be doing. I have spent all of my time fighting China, and for 30 years I've been working in policy on protecting our food supply, and we've seen China not only manipulate our currency, steal our IP, treat us unfairly in trade agreements, they've also spied on us. They've come in and they're taking and buying our land. I have banned them purchasing land and doing state contracts in South Dakota. The rest of the country needs to realize and wake up that we do not want a leader like Tim Walz and Kamala Harris in the White House because of how they would undermine our national security. It's a big concern, and I hope we start talking about it a little bit more, that you have to have people in the White House that truly want to protect us, protect our republic, and fight socialism, fight Marxism, fight communism. That's not Tim Walz.
Why support politicians who clearly hate this country? They absolutely seem to hate this country, and they don't put the American people first. They're all for everybody outside of America before they think about the actual people who they claim to represent. They're all out to fill their own pockets at the expense of the American taxpayer. This is nothing new. But when you see evidence like this, you think, wow, it really is happening right under our noses. So far, Tim Walz's response to this is to post something about his cat. And the comments are brutal. To think you could have almost become the Vice President of the United States of America. Enjoy your time with your cat. You won't get that in jail. Stop using your cat as a distraction to massive fraud you allowed in your state by Somalis your party depends on for votes. This you? There's a Charlie post for everything. By Minnesota standards, I can staple a misspelled handwritten sign to my front door, claim that I'm a daycare center, and receive $4 million without question. The only reason I can possibly comprehend for why the GOP are not investigating fraud of Democrats is that they are all in on the fraud. And if one of them goes down, they all go down. It's a game of mutually assured destruction. It is the only logical explanation. A bit about me. 23 years old, 100% independent, have posted a full YouTube video every week for the past 104 weeks. Helped expose the border crisis. First American to ever film inside Secot. Briefed President Trump in the White House about Antifa. Ended Tim Walz's career. So we shall see what comes of this. This is not something that we can let slide. Because if we let this slide, where does it end? It doesn't. And I want to see how deep this runs. I know it's not just Minnesota. Clearly, I'm sure this is countrywide. And I'm not saying it's just Democrats either. Let's see what else is going to be exposed. But a great starting point is to see how Tim Walz is dealt with. Is he going to be held accountable? Is this going to be investigated thoroughly by the powers that be? Or is it going to be swept under the rug? And they'll come and just gaslight us and tell us to disbelieve what our eyes are showing us. So again, well done to Nick Shirley. Well done to David. All the people who have contributed to this 42-minute video that exposed so much. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video.